Today, we are talking about half marathon training and whether that's a good program to help you lose weight and get in shape.
Yeah. Drives me fucking crazy.
All right, we are rolling. It is action time.
All right, what's up, Elevation Nation and fitness friends? Today, we are talking about half marathon training and whether that's a good program to help you lose weight and get in shape.
Yeah. Drives me fucking crazy.
Alrighty then. Tell me how you really feel.
Oh man.
So jump right into it. Go. I want to hear your thoughts. I saw this guy running the other day. He just kept going and going, like Forrest Gump.
From that day on, if I was going somewhere, I was running.
Fucking crazy.
A few minutes later.
So I think when people try to get in shape, they've got a lot of body fat to lose. Their initial thought is, what can I do right now? I can run.
What's free? What's easy?
Right, what's free, what's easy, what's readily available. I can run, and I can run long distances.
Right, because I'm just going to simply burn calories because I want to be less or weigh less.
Right.
So I just run a lot.
Yeah, so what we run into a lot is, you like that? What happens a lot is people that have an excess of body fat, let's say they have to lose 50, 60 pounds, like some serious weight, and they decide that they're gonna sign up for a half marathon. That's usually the most common. Full marathons are kind of a whole nother goal.
Yeah.
So they're gonna sign up for a half marathon, just 13 miles.
A lot.
Jesus.
A lot of repetitions.
Yeah, and they're not in shape yet. So it's their goal to get in shape, which I like where their head's at as far as, here's a goal, here's something that's measurable that I can accomplish.
Right, work towards it, hold myself accountable, follow a program.
Which is what we really harp on a lot.
Right.
Some of them even get running coaches, that kind of thing. But to train for that, they're doing multiple miles, sometimes a whole marathon throughout the week, broken up. Like they may be putting on 15, 20, 25 miles in a week.
Right.
Gee whiz.
And they're not in shape yet.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to get them kind of unwound out of that idea that, but I signed up for this, half I have to do it.
Right. Well, I think one of my biggest issues when holding yourself accountable to, or basically just choosing to train for a half marathon as your method of weight loss, and I understand the mindset there. It's like, I need to get in shape. I know I need to move more and exercise more.
Right.
Signing up for this half marathon is going to hold me accountable. It's going to increase my activity level and stuff like that. But when you're aiming to lose body fat and to truly change your body composition, running and jogging and doing that steady state over and over again is kind of counterintuitive to improving your metabolism, right? You're just burning through muscle half the time.
Yeah.
They're not doing strength training because one, they probably don't have enough time to do strength training on top of the immense amount of mileage that they're going to try to put in for this half marathon training. Right. So the last thing, someone that's deconditioned, overweight, doesn't have the tendon, ligament, and muscle strength to do single leg plyometrics, the last thing they should do is thousands of repetitions of that.
Right, you're basically just like pounding on your joints over and over again.
So we see these people, women and
you're not
men,
strong enough to do that.
Yeah, their knees hurt, they get stress fractures in their feet, and they think, I just need more mileage, when really they're choosing half marathon training programs that are not even appropriate for them. When your mile is over 10 minutes.
If you ain't first, you're last.
You need to get better at running 400 meters at a time.
Yeah.
So quality, and that just kind of goes back to, running is free, it's accessible, I can do it, so I'm assuming I'm doing it well. There is a lot of skill to running. There's an efficient and safe way.
So it's like me saying, I'm going to sign up for a weightlifting meet, but I've never touched a barbell. I'm giving myself 10 weeks.
Yeah, right.
I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
That's a good,
it's not
that's a good comparison. That makes sense.
Just like back squatting and deadlifting is a skill that you have to acquire before you add on weight.
Right.
Running's a skill just the same, where you should be running in small increments, and not even that, but you should be strong enough to run.
Right.
Like you said, single leg plyometrics, we're running, we're bouncing.
Yeah. So
your
from an
body's-
injury standpoint, like that's really important. Your body's not prepared to put on that type of mileage. Your body's not conditioned enough to do single leg plyometrics for thousands and thousands of repetitions.
Right.
And runners don't think about that.
I was running.
They think like distance or just, I'm gonna run for 20 minutes. How many reps are you doing in that 20 minutes?
1,002. Counting, I did over 1,000.
You know, do you know what that's doing to your body? Are your bones and tendons and ligaments, and are they ready for that? Probably not.
You have your ubulus muscle that connects to the upper dorsimus.
So aside from the injury issue with going for half marathon training when you're not strong enough to do that, using a ton of steady state exercise as a way to lose body fat, it's just counterintuitive. We need to be working towards at least preserving or developing more muscle mass, and that's not going to happen by jogging miles and hours every week.
Yeah.
You need resistance training. And your metabolism is dictated by how much muscle mass you have. You know, that's why I always tell people, you know, you want to build a big fire, right? You want to become this calorie burning machine, and you build a big fire by building muscle. Your muscle is your fire. Your muscle burns and needs a lot of calories. So
And endurance training is just taken away from
yeah,
that
it's the
muscle.
Got
complete
it.
opposite. You know, you're just
So would you think like
Through
people's
it.
goals are misaligned then? Because
Yeah,
they see
there's-
running as a way to lose
there's a
weight, but
disconnect.
losing weight is not the.
Yeah, I think it's just that there's a like a fundamental misunderstanding of
Yeah.
what they're going to accomplish by doing that. So
Got
I
it.
think that, well, I don't want to strength train yet,
Right.
because I need
Right.
to get in shape first. I
Yeah.
need to get in better shape
Got
for
it.
strength training. I don't want to get bulky because of it,
Right.
because I'm already fat. So that's
Right.
that's what's going to happen. I'm going to turn this fat into muscle,
Yeah.
which is scientifically impossible. But yeah, I mean, your first order of business should be resistance training.
yeah, and
Like,
cleaning
let's-
up your diet, like
And then
nutrition,
cleaning up your diet, right.
You know, learning how to eat more protein and get healthy fats in, and you know, learning to eat higher quality carbohydrates, and doing resistance training and doing things that support at least maintaining, if not building more muscle. That is how you're going to burn more fat.
Right, so strictly on both ends. Strength
Yeah.
training is going to help you burn fat more efficiently because
Right.
you're going to have more muscle mass.
Right.
And so not only are you adding muscle mass instead of taking it away like you do with
Right.
running, but you're also making your tendons, ligaments, bones,
Right.
everything stronger to prepare you for something like
Right.
running, which should be a baseline anyways before you
Yeah.
like even a mile is a lot of volume to an untrained person.
Right.
Like,
And they
that's a
think
lot of volume.
lungs wise or mentally, like they can get through, like, oh, I'm mentally tough, I can just get through it, or you know, you can develop the aerobic capacity to get there. But are your bones ready for it?
Yeah,
Are your ligaments
you'd be
like
better getting on an air bike
No.
or something.
right. So I guess there's two mindsets here. There's training for a half marathon because you want to use it as some type of accountability program to lose weight, which
Yeah.
that is a bad way to go. Marathon training is not a weight loss program. Absolutely not. And then there are people that really want to pursue marathon training as a sport. All right, great. Let's get you prepared for that. And that's done so by slowly increasing your capacity, becoming stronger, injury proofing yourself by getting stronger.
Yeah, you still need strength
You know?
training, and like we've talked about, get good at a 400-meter run first.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you
Doing
need-
repeats.
Like
repeatable.
know your tempo, know
quality.
your pace. Like, is your body position correct? Can you handle multiple 400s and doing intervals like that? Like that's where you should start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like I would start with lighter weight on a back squat. I'm not gonna just
Right.
go from 0 to 300 pounds. Like
Yeah.
get your reps in and get the
Right.
skill built, and work that capacity up. Go from
Right.
400s to 800s, or minimize rest.
So what do you tell that person? Okay, it's December 29th. They saw the cool kick-ass LA Fitness commercial.
Yeah.
Run a marathon together. I'm like, okay, it's a great way to lose weight. What's in the mindset? Like how do you shift that mindset?
They,
Well, and
they need
it's
to be
tough, too.
educated.
Yeah,
They need to be educated.
Yeah, it's education. It's being aware of like strength training, like we said. People
Yeah.
shy away from it because they have a wrong idea about it. But strength training is going to get them there quicker and get them prepared to run. There's nothing wrong with running.
Right.
But-
It's a part of a well-rounded program,
Sure.
but your foundation should be strength training.
Yeah.
It should be. And you know,
only gonna make it
another
easier.
issue with this idea of, you know, less is more, you know, eat less, move more, I'm going to lose weight. That's such an simplified approach to changing your body composition. Most of these people are already under eating. They're
Yeah.
already under eating.
Yeah.
So they're not eating enough. you know, and
They're
their food
overtraining.
quality is crap, and then they're just stacking more and more mileage and demand on their body, and they're wondering why. You know, they see initial bump in the scale, they lose a little bit of weight, but then all of a sudden they start plateauing, you know, and they get tired, and then all of a sudden they get inflammation, and you know, their knees start hurting and stuff like that. It's just too stressful for their bodies.
Yeah, because you'll lose that body fat initially,
Yeah,
but
and-
you don't know how much muscle you're burning off at the
Yeah,
same time.
but then, you know, you could easily become skinny fat.
Are you kidding? Hi, I'm Cellulite Sally. Look at my huge badonkey.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can lose weight. You can
Scubby.
become a smaller person, but that doesn't mean you have great body composition.
It's Tina that's talking to me.
You know,
Right.
you need enough muscle to support your frame. You need enough muscle to support a healthy metabolism, to be functional, and to support your structure when training for something like a half marathon. So from a complete, you know, approach of weight loss for, you know, using a marathon program for weight loss, it's counterintuitive. You need to address your nutrition first.
Is butter a carb?
You need to make sure that you're eating enough of the right foods, and you need strategic strength training to support, you know, building a better metabolism and getting more muscle. Because that's
Well,
what burns more
what's
calories.
easier, running with a 50-pound vest on or running without a 50-pound vest? Like,
Yeah.
why try to run when you have all this extra weight?
Right.
Like, this is only going to make it harder. It's just going to make it tougher on your body.
Right. And I work with a lot of these women, and I know this is going to touch home with a lot of you. You have great intentions. You know, you sign up with your girlfriends and these running groups or all these half marathons, and you know, you enjoy the process because you like to work hard and you like working towards a goal.
Yeah.
And that's great, but we need to refocus your efforts on something that's actually effective. You know, if your goal is to get in shape, lose body fat, feel better, look better, half marathon training is not the way to go.
And that's where we come in.
So, and
Absolutely not.
I want to talk about the other thing that we see a lot. So, the weight loss thing, I think we've covered that. A self-test to see like how you're progressing and
Yeah.
if you're ready for a half marathon, 13 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe start with a 3K, a 5K, something like that.
Right.
But like you mentioned earlier, if your pace for a mile is 10 minutes or more,
No way.
you have no business
Running 13 of those.
running 13 miles, let alone 2 of those.
Oh my god, I did. Is this bad?
Right.
Like, let's get that mile time down. Get better at your 400. Get better at your 800.
Yeah.
Get a mile under 8 minutes, under 7 minutes before you go and you do
Right. Volume.
12, 13
Volume.
of those in a row.
You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy.
Yeah. A lot of these
And then you can't walk for a
these
week
half
afterwards.
marathon programs, the volume itself is just very inappropriate for a novice runner.
Yeah.
You know, but again, it's free, it's accessible, I can
Hmm.
go outside and do it, I can find this program online, my girlfriend did it. It's like, well, crappy miles and crappy volume is not going to get you there. Improving, you know, your gait and improving your cadence and your tempo, all those things, the skill of running, that's what you need to spend more time on to be a more efficient and safer runner. But everyone just wants to keep jogging, you know, and just
Yeah.
fucking slamming the pavement. I see them out there running around, I'm like, that just looks like it hurts. Like,
It's a lot of steps.
you know, it's a lot
It is.
of steps, it's a lot of jumping, it's impact.
How many
you
feet in
know?
a mile? Pop quiz, math test.
What?
Go. How many feet?
Ooh,
How many steps in a mile?
I don't
Too
know.
many.
Too many?
Too many.
42.
Way
But like
too
you said,
many.
you know, quality
Way
over
too
quantity.
many.
Like,
Check your Fitbit.
5 million? How is that possible? I mean, that's the approximate population of Singapore.
yeah.
Check it a bit.
Yeah,
And
if you're
throw it in the
training for a
trash.
marathon, as far as a sport, like I want to pursue this as like a performance thing, then you need to treat it as a sport and look at all that entails being good at running. It's a skill.
Don't
it's not
go
just
into
mileage.
it. Don't go into it intending to walk a half marathon or a
No,
full
I'm
marathon.
just gonna get through. No,
That
that's
is
bullshit.
nonsense. It's utter nonsense.
It's my credo. No regrets.
I guarantee you guys are pissing everyone else off that are actually trained for it and ready to go because they're having to weave in and out of you big groups of walkers.
Bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. I said move, bitch.
I'm sorry, but that drives me crazy.
Well, yeah. What's the point?
No.
I mean,
Best friends forever.
yeah.
No, you're not ready for it. I think there should be a cutoff on half marathons. Like, if you're not at this checkpoint, like, you know, at a certain amount of time, like, you're cut off. Just like
Yeah.
they do for the
It's like
big
Iron
races.
Man.
Yeah, yeah.
you miss it
Because
by a
it's not
second, you're out.
appropriate. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh, those guys take it
appropriate for you.
super serious.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean,
You're bringing the sport down.
right.
Like, you're bastardizing the sport of competitive running.
Yeah.
Because you're just treating it as just like a thing I did to lose weight. It's like,
Yeah,
no.
I remember hearing some statistic. I don't remember the exact times, but it was like 10, 20 years ago, the average marathon time was this. And then today, the average marathon time, because of how many people have done what we're telling them not to do, have gotten into it, it's like doubled the average time.
Many hours later.
Right.
Because you have these people that are they're just jogging it or they're walking it.
Right.
And it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like,
why would you do that to your body?
would you go to a ski race in snowshoes? Like, what the why would you do that?
No. Yeah. So, bottom line, if your goal, remember, we need to get back to the why.
Right.
If your goal is to just get in shape, lose body fat, half marathon training, the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
You need progressive strength training, and you need to address your nutrition. Those two things are all that you need.
Yeah.
If you are approaching half marathon or marathon training as a sport, you need to make sure you are prepared for that volume of work you're about to do. You need to be strong enough.
This
to do
isn't stuff
it.
we're making up. Like we've dealt with.
We've worked with endurance athletes.
We've worked with
before.
endurance athletes.
Like true endurance athletes.
We've worked with people that we've said you're just going to strength train for 4 weeks, and we've checked their body composition, and the changes are staggering.
Yeah.
I mean, like losing 3 to 4% body fat in a month and gaining 3 pounds of muscle. That happens, and that's what your goal should be.
Food
is to do that.
and strength training.
Yeah,
Food
and that's all it is.
strength
And you know what? You can still run in the future, but you need to put that off a little bit, or you need to stick to those smaller distances, or
Right.
jump on an air bike, or jump on a rower. You can still get, your cardio in.
Sure.
And that's still going to be beneficial.
Right.
But let's not stack a bunch of mileage on a body that's not ready for it.
No, you're just setting yourself up for injury, and you're really jacking up your metabolism, because your basal metabolic rate, which is what we use to dictate how many calories someone needs, your basal metabolic rate is dictated by your lean mass, so bone and muscle.
Right.
Okay, we want that basal metabolic rate to either stay or increase as we're trying to change someone's body composition. If you lose muscle, that basal metabolic rate goes down. Therefore, your metabolism went down. Therefore, it's going to be harder and harder to continue to lose body fat. That's what happens when you don't eat enough and you do too much cardio. Right? You're at too much of a deficit with a combination of not eating enough and doing too much exercise. So when you're just jogging all the time, you're not doing anything to stimulate preservation of muscle mass.
Or growth. Running does nothing to preserve growth.
Right.
Maybe sprinting, that kind of effort.
Sprinting, absolutely.
But long, slow distance.
No, like I ran
Takes
for
away.
2 hours on Sunday. It's
Ooh,
like
don't count me in for that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's going to take away from you, and that's going to be counterproductive to your goals.
Yeah. So take a step back, figure out, okay, why am I signing up for this half marathon training? Am I doing it because it's, just a way to keep me accountable for a weight loss goal? Not do it, wrong program. Go find a professional who can help you implement a strength training program to help you with your nutrition. If you are getting into the sport of running, training for half marathons and marathons, make sure that your body is physically prepared to start training for that.
Yeah, and give yourself appropriate markers.
Yeah,
Like,
hire a
if you're gonna
coach, hire a professional.
Right, and if you're going to start doing this, maybe start with a 5K.
Yeah.
And if you get your 5K done under 28 minutes or whatever it is,
Yeah.
then you allow yourself to graduate to the next step. But be smart in your progression.
Yeah.
And don't just jump into something because it's this lofty goal that you've always wanted to do. Be prepared for it.
Yeah, be smart.
All right.
Or just ask us. We know everything. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, really.
No, but hey, endurance athletes, chime in. I'm kind of curious to see for the real competitive endurance athletes. How do you feel about people just like walking through half marathons? And again, kind of what you touched on. I don't want to knock anyone for having a goal and working hard.
Right.
It's just there's a misalignment between, where do I want to go and how do I get there? People don't know how to get there, and they think just more jogging, less food will get them there, and it's not.
Yeah, it seems like it would make sense, but it doesn't.
And I
in
support
reality.
anyone who's increasing their activity level and stuff like that. It's all positive and fun, but that's why we're trying to educate you guys. Like jogging is not the path to great body composition. You need strength training. So endurance athletes, chime in. People who have been training for half marathons for years and you're still not at the body composition that you want, then you need to change your behavior. Why do you think you can't get past that initial 10-pound loss?
Yeah.
Why is it? Obviously something's not happening. So you're not doing something right. Jogging's not the answer.
So
People get addicted to it though. They're like, no, I gotta keep going. I gotta run 5 miles today. I'm like, why? I got to do it. I'm like, well, you've been doing that for a couple years now. Is your body where you want it to be? No. Okay, then we need to change something.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just need to sweat for. I'm like, it's no.
You have to change your behavior.
It's the wrong stimulus. It's the wrong stimulus.
Yeah, change what you're doing to
Yeah.
get the change you want.
Right.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
What do you say to that person who ran all the 5Ks and they lost 50 pounds and maybe they're, what's the word, skinny fat or
Right.
scubby?
Come get your body composition tested and we can tell you exactly how much you have, because more than likely you have like over 30% body fat.
Right.
And, you know,
Right.
you can still look.
You can become smaller.
Yeah, you can become smaller. You can be slender, but still have
Right.
a ton of body fat because
Yeah,
you
if I
have
can go
because you have
and
this
keep pushing my finger into you.
because you have this total lack of muscle mass.
Yeah, like let me show you. Look, this. Hang on. Where's one? I need to find. Let's show you segmentally. Okay, when we test body composition. All right, we
Keep
can
it work,
see.
guys.
We can see segmentally how much muscle you have. All right, we want these percentages. 100% means you have enough muscle mass to support your frame. A lot of people that we have come in here and test, they're at like 80%, 90%. We want these percentages to be well above 100%.
It's a little bright. Can't see
Right?
the thing, guys. Can't see it right here, but
Right?
I'll try to zoom in for you.
More muscle means higher metabolism, more fat burning ability. You have a bigger fire, the more muscle you have.
So what is this you're holding? What test is this?
This is the in-body composition test.
I got one of these done. Very helpful.
Yeah. So, let us know your questions. You know, we're here to help. We just want to educate everyone, and this really bothers us because we see people put so much effort, you know, and time into this half marathon training when it doesn't align with their goals.
Right. Yeah. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week's Coffee Talk. We'll be back next week
Yep.
with another good topic for
Yeah.
you.
Don't forget to subscribe. Elevate St. Pete. Woo woo. And yeah, let us know your questions. Give
We
us some
out.
feedback.
All right.
Gone.
Have a good week.
Stop jogging. Start lifting.
Makes a great shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Stop jogging.